This computer. Here we go. No parents yet, but we're going to get going because this is recorded and we can put this out on our YouTube channel. Good morning, Miss Chelsea.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chambers.
Good morning.
Welcome everyone to our Friday morning coffee chat. I apologize about last week. I was in Flagstaff, me and Ms. Perez, doing teacher interviews, recruiting at NAU. We found some wonderful educators to fill some early childhood spots that we'll have next year. I'm excited about that. NAU always produces great educators. I'm a lumberjack. I went to NAU as well, so it's all good. All right, we're going to ask Miss Pullam to review the COVID and all the happenings around that. And then I've invited Mr. Chambers here as our outdoor education coordinator and kind of fill us in. What's going on? What's coming up? All right, Miss Pullam, tell us about it.
Well, I'll be quick. This one, wasn't here last week. So last week's numbers for the community, we were at 288% positivity, or not percent positivity. Woo! We had 288 positive cases per 100,000 people. This week, we are actually down to 154, which brings our community percent down to 11.7. We're almost at the 10% mark. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. Other than that, tomorrow, make sure you come out COVID community event to get your COVID vaccines. And we do have a few flu shots for the kiddos. So please come out 10 to 4 or 10 to 3. I'm so sorry. And yeah, we'll be here.
So I want to get a little bit more into that about the COVID vaccination shots. So tell us more about that to give us all a sense of peace about that, if you could, Miss Chelsea.
Yeah. So we will have all 3 shots: Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. Again, I know for Paideia personally, if we're able to get about 70% of our scholars vaccinated, we can go ahead and remove the masks and kind of get back to how Paideia was. We still are great. I know with the masks can be kind of frustrating. So right now we are in high transmission for the community. So we base everything off of what Maricopa County does. And they base everything off of the CDC rules. So as soon as we get down out of high transmission and get below 10%, we'll start relaxing the rules.
Yeah, good. So how do you track the number of vaccinations we have at Paideia? I mean, do you know about mine? Do you know about the other adults?
Yep. So we will get, a lot of times I'll get copies of the vaccination cards. Right now, we only have about 33 students who are vaccinated. So we definitely want to get that number up. We have right around 800, in between 800 and 900 scholars. So we want to get that number up quite a bit if we can.
Yeah.
Ms.
Hovitz-Shea did make a comment that I saw this too on some different NPR chats, that the CDC is relaxing some of the mask rules, or because it sounded confusing to me.
Yes, they will be relaxing some of the mask rules. Honestly, across the country, numbers are going down really quickly, which is great. But at this point, as far as Maricopa, they still want to just stay as safe as possible until we can keep those numbers down for a while. Yeah. Once we get to that point, that's when Paideia itself will relax the rules.
Yeah, because here's one of my worries is that it's a pattern we've already seen over the last 18 months, is like it spikes up and then it starts to spike down. And we say, all right, let's just relax everything. And then it's just like, okay, yeah, the virus doesn't care. And then it just spikes right back. And then it goes down and we say, all right, it's over. Let's just relax everything. But for me, I'd rather just say, let's just, 2 things. Keep the mask on until we see that we're down below that 10% infection rate in the community, and that we have a high level of vaccination rate in the school.
Yes, sir.
So how do you know when our scholar, like, how do you know the 33? And is there possible that there's more scholars at Paideia who aren't vaccinated?
It's very possible. Like I said, all I get are copies of the COVID vaccination cards that are given out. So if you have one and you're a parent, please send it in to me. I will put my email in the chat. You can bring it into the front desk, send it with your scholar to the school, and they can bring it to me. That way, we will know the exact numbers. We may already be at that percentage at 70%, and we just didn't know. So, please send them in.
Yeah, because yesterday morning, one of the little girls, I can't remember who, but I just remember a little girl came and said, "Oh, Dr. Winsor, I got vaccinated yesterday and my shoulder's a little sore." So she said, "Did you get vaccinated?" I said, "Yes, I did, all 3 of them." And so she gave me a little hug and I said, "All right." So I thought, I wonder if Miss Pullam knows about all the ones that are getting vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm honestly one of the last people to know. I feel like a lot of teachers get told first and then they'll try to trickle it down to me, which is good because I'll reach out to parents after that. So definitely be proactive and send it on my way.
Yeah, good. All right, so tomorrow is the vaccination event here. Where do they go? I mean, is it through which door? Where do they show up to?
So you guys will actually be coming to the elementary side, which is the terrace building. And then you will go through the gates, the front gates that you drop your scholars off at. And it'll be in the Caffeinasium. So we'll have signs out there. We'll have people directing you to where you need to be. Just don't forget to bring yourself, bring your family, and just be prepared. Hopefully there won't be too long of a wait, but it'll be quick. It should be quick. Yeah.
I assume they should wear mask up. Did you say that already?
Yes, mask up, please.
Yeah, very good. All right, I'm excited about that. I will not be here. I'll be at another recruiting event with Arizona, the state of Arizona, not Arizona State University, but the state of Arizona's Department of Education, to recruit some more teachers because we're growing. I don't know if y'all know that. We're expanding. The high school is expanding to 10th grade next year, and kindergarten, which is 4 kindergarten classes this year. We're going to expand it to 5 kindergarten classes next year, as we have in the past. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Chambers, I'm so happy to see you. Tell us about what's going on in this beautiful sanctuary and the outdoor projects at Paideia. What do we got?
Well, it's been a fantastic year. This is our first year fully diving into outdoor education, and we've got all the grade levels coming out and having enrichment activities for their learning. Just this week, 4th grade dissected flowers to see all the internal parts and anatomy of a flower. Later today, 3rd grade's going to go out there and we're going to churn some butter and get our hands dirty, shaking up the butter to make it real. So every week we've got classes coming out and expanding our knowledge in science, technology, engineering, math, even literacy. We're incorporating outside, and it's been a fun year, and it's only going to be more fun with our upcoming Nature Week at the end of March.
The Nature Week. Hey, before we get right to that, on the Friday leg, what's going on with the Friday leg of your raised bed gardens coming up?
Well, our 5th and 8th grade teams are currently working to engineer a stand to support a 3-foot by 5-foot solar panel that was donated to us through a grant with ASU, so that we can study the effects of the solar panel on our garden, and giving scholar leadership roles in maybe repositioning the solar panel so it gets as much sunlight, and studying the flow of electricity generated by our solar panel to hopefully charge Chromebooks or power our irrigation system and see what the capabilities of that are.
Wow. Okay. So in the last week, there's a couple of parents who came and there's a couple of parents that said, we're going to leave Paideia because, and why? They said, because you guys don't have STEM. And if the project you just mentioned is science, right?
Yes.
Is there technology in that, Mr. Chambers?
Oh, there's technology in everything we do, even understanding how a shovel is designed to scoop the maximum amount of dirt and how to use that leverage to not break your back, but make your life easier. That's all
How
part
about
of technology.
engineering?
Engineering,
Science, technology,
absolutely.
engineering, anything in there we're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Engineering is, we gave them a problem and they're coming up with solutions. Some of the designs they have, they want to create kind of a roller coaster track that's automated with hydraulics. And so we're going to test those ideas on a small scale in the next coming weeks so that they can see if it's a viable option or if it's going to be too costly for it. So we're going to
Oh, so is there any math involved in that?
absolutely, they have to figure out the right angle to capture the amount of sunlight. They have to figure out how much sunlight the solar panel is going to get, and if we're going to generate too much electricity for the converter that we're using.
All right, people, listen carefully. Some of the schools around us say that they are a STEM school. They are STEM in a box. They have robotics. Yeah, you're going to open a box and there's going to be some Legos and robotics in that. What Paideia is authentic science, technology, engineering, art, and math centered around this idea of agriculture and sustainability. If you want to go to a STEM school, there's plenty out there that say they are STEM in a box, but Paideia is authentic science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So, and Mr. Chambers is an authentic scientist, educator with ASU. So I'm just excited about those programs. Hey, tell us now about Nature Week.
All right, so we started this last year while most of our scholars were still at home, doing the April 1st tree planting. The first week of, or the 1st of April, every year we're committed to adding at least 8 more trees every year until we become a robust forest so that we can study the effects of shade on our microclimate, see if kids are more active, if we provide more shade, especially here in Arizona where we've got that hot scorching sun. So on Friday, April 1st, we'll be doing a tree planting through our partners with Trees Matter. We've got 8 beautiful trees already picked out. They're going to be either 15-gallon or 24-inch base trees, so they'll already be started along, and then we can monitor those. Each grade level will have their own tree that they're responsible for helping to plant. Each kid will grab a shovelful, we'll do an assembly line to help get those trees into the ground. And building up to this tree planting, the whole week, the last week of March, we're going to be doing academic activities where we're looking at agriculture, looking at our world around us, taking literacy outside, reading under our beautiful trees, listening to the birds, and unfortunately the traffic for now, but those hot bushes will grow nice and big. Give scholars an opportunity to help add seedlings to our gardens throughout that week, and really just take the time to appreciate that going into April, which is big on having Earth Day and Arbor Day as major holidays. So just really encouraging everybody, and hopefully we can have some volunteers come out and help us dig those holes into our ground and get those trees planted to help beautify our school.
Yeah, so this will be our first community event in at least 2 years, right?
Yeah.
We shut down spring break of 2020, right?
Yeah.
So 2 years later, we're going to open back up. We got to all wear masks, and we're going to be pretty tight about that. Keep your masks on, but we want the entire community to come out, and we'll have different learning stations about nature and about trees and about this kind of stuff. And then we want you parents to go help your kindergartners, first, second, third grade, all the way up to dig the hole, because the ground is definitely hard. So if you help, our thought is if you help plant the tree and your scholars help to plant and put that in the ground, they're going to respect nature more. We're also going to put a plaque commemorating first grade or kindergarten 2022 planting that tree. Then every year they can come back and see that tree. Oh, I was a kindergartner in 2022. And when they graduate from Paideia Academy, across a liberal arts academy across the street, they can come back and maybe even have a picture with a tree that they planted in that year. And they could measure and see what the different trees look like over time. Hey, Alan.
Yeah.
We need money.
Yes, we do. As great as everything that we do out in our garden is, it does cost us a little bit of money to upkeep and make sure that our kids are fully engaged and we're giving them all the opportunities we can with our garden. So throughout Nature Week, we're going to be partnering with an organization to have to be able to sell bricks with family names on them. I can't remember the exact cost off the top of my head, but we'll be
$50 for a brick with your family's name on it. And where are you going to put those bricks, Alan?
We're going to be starting a pathway behind our chicken coop that runs along the side of the building through the whole person sanctuary. And the more bricks we have, the longer the pathway grows, as eventually we'll have our outdoor kitchen installed out there. And all the future projects that we hope, we want to be able to recognize those families who support and believe in the dream of Paideia.
Yeah. The thing I love so much about Paideia's growth is the authentic learning. It's just not out of a book. It's not out of it's very authentic. And what Mr. Chambers is doing outside with the Take It Outside project is the reading. It's the entire thing is so authentic. It's authentic learning. All right. I can't wait for that outdoor kitchen because we're going to cook and we're going to grill up some veggies and we're going to grill up some chicken, but not the chickens from our chicken coop. We're going to grill. We're going to have some great community events out in the sanctuary. As the pandemic fades away and next year we're going to open the sanctuary to families just to come and feel the peace and graze on the tomatoes and the lettuce and everything like that. All right, let's open to some questions. On the bricks. Thank you, Ms. Hobage. All right, any questions from our attendees? Either raise your hand and I'll let you in or type it out. While we're waiting for that, by the way, remember parents, every year you have to re-enroll. You have to not re-enroll, but just retell us that you're coming back. So those forms are coming back out, I think, today. Are they being sent out? Very soon, because we need to know if you're coming back. Otherwise, we're going to enroll a bunch of kids from the outside. And if there's not a space, you might be left out. So make sure you fill out those pages.
Somebody's asking, is the enrollment online?
The enrollment for new families, it's online, but for continuing families, your scholar should receive a piece of paper sent home. You just have to check yes or no, sign it, send it back, and you're safe and you're good. Good question.
I see a question if there will be a sign up sheet for donating for the brick. We will send those out right after spring break, probably the Friday. So it's 2 weeks before we get to our Nature Week, so that hopefully the company we're partnering with can start printing those off. And the sooner we get those printed off, the sooner we can start lining out our pathway. So expect that in the next 2 weeks.
Perfect. I did not see those messages. Good job for seeing those.
I've got a question for you, Dr. Winsor.
All right, ask away.
So our school is growing. Are you ready to do proms and things like that? Oh.
I am so ready for social activities and events. I really am. I mean, if you walk over to the Liberal Arts Academy and just spend a few minutes, you just feel the intense power of energy, positive energy The scholars love each other. Of course, they're still humans and they still misunderstand and they get little arguments, but that's part of being on this planet. I'm not ready for, I wasn't as a dad either with all the girlfriend, boyfriend stuff, you know, and that's like, so I'll let Miss Perez take care of all that stuff, because that's just the nature. But yeah, proms, movie nights. Oh my gosh, ASU is helping us to design. We're building 11,000 square feet over there, new building. And the whole upstairs, which what is half of 11,000 is like 5,500 square feet. Am I right about that? So on the top stairs is the whole upstairs, 5,500 square feet is dedicated to state-of-the-art science labs. It'll take us through all the upper level, high-end science experiences and experiments and discovery upstairs. And ASU is helping us to design that thing. And I have money for that. That's why I need help with money for the nature stuff. And then downstairs is a state-of-the-art health and wellness center that will have cardio equipment, or what do you call it? Resistance? Is that what weightlifting is called in the technical world? Resistance equipment, mindfulness, yoga, all these things. And it'll be open, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, Alan or Chelsea, the wellness center over there will be open to our internal Paideia community to go work out in the mornings and after school. I will be there definitely, because I just would like to just walk downstairs, get my workout in, and then go home. So the entire community of Paideia, not y'all parents, go find your own. No, but I mean, for the employees will be able to work out there. And then another big space is being dedicated to our arts program. So a kiln, pottery wheels, I mean, all the art you could possibly think of will be housed in that downstairs as well. So I'm excited about that. Any other questions came in while I was rambling?
Don't see any yet.
So, Mr. Chambers, while we're waiting, tell us about the rest of the science, because don't we have sensors placed all over the place and through Arable, and we can see that stuff through the internet and track real data?
Yep, through our partnerships with ASU, we are monitoring all of our data, not only in the whole person sanctuary, but in key spots around our playground, measuring the microclimate of the effects of the shade that we're adding, how much carbon dioxide is there, see if we've got a lower temperature than the streets outside, and making sure that we are monitoring that. And I know that our 5th and 6th grade classes are using that live data from outside in a weekly checkup to see what the atmospheric pressure is, the temperature, and so forth. We've got sensors in all of our garden beds. We've hung up analog thermometers everywhere so that kids who are curious can look and see and really experience the science around them. And the more sensors I can get and the more data we can provide, the more attuned to nature our kids will be by seeing, oh, hey, this nature is actually having a good effect on our bodies and how we're able to be more active and playing outside.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the parents know that we have our own weather station on the baseline building. Not sure if they knew that. But we can measure the exact amount of precipitation, the exact wind speed, the exact air quality, the exact temperatures, the solar radiation, everything right at our baseline building. So that's very precise weather. It's called wonderground.phx. You just search for Paideia, and that's our weather station. Well, wonderful. All right, I have some children I got to go deal with and talk to. So, hey, next Friday, I can't remember who our guest is next Friday, but we'll meet here again next Friday. And we know we'll have Chelsea here as long as we're in this pandemic phase. We'll invite her to give us updates. So thank you, Mr. Chambers, for being here with us. Thank you, Ms. Pullam, for being here with us. And And parents, thank you so much for trusting us with your scholars, and come back again next Friday. Bye-bye, guys.